Hi everyone. We believe the next decade is an especially exciting one for India. The country is scoring high marks on many different parameters, and for all of us as investors, this is going to create a wealth of opportunities. Now, here are 5 reasons why I believe that this could be India's decade. The first reason is demographics. Today we have a very young population, 70% of which is working age, and by 2030, this young population, this working age population will be 100 odd crores. This population is also getting less dependent or more independent. So from almost 50% of dependent population, you'll come down to a dependent population of 30% by 2030. Finally, households are getting richer. In the next decade, the country will have more than 50% of the households in upper and middle income groups. Versus peers, India is going to enjoy a demographic dividend for a long time, all the way beyond 2055, creating incredible opportunities in consumption. The second theme that excites me is the digital economy. We are already the world's largest digital economy with a huge subscriber base across platforms, bolstered by many government initiatives and a huge fintech revolution. The digital economy, in my view, could be about 25% of GDP, well ahead of even the world's largest digital economies. The third area that's extremely exciting is the boom in manufacturing. Now, historically, we have seen leadership in services and services exports, helped in a large part by IT. But today we benefit from among the lowest manufacturing labor costs in the world and also a highly skilled services workforce. Combined, manufacturing and services could be a powerhouse that could account for about $1 trillion of exports, again by 2030. The fourth is something that we all see. Our cities are upgrading, our infra is getting better, with more than 100 lakh crores of spending on both traditional and new age infra. Whether it is your roads, your railways, your airports, your industrial cities, and also new age infra like your renewables and data centers. And the fifth is credit. Our banking sector is in the pink of health, and the availability of sources of credit is critical for a growing economy. India also benefits from the fact that our debt to GDP ratio today is among the lowest in peers at 55%, and the power of credit is truly yet to be leveraged. When I see India as a story of not just a single opportunity, but of many opportunities. These opportunities span sectors and they also span market caps. When we look at a leader in banking or when we look at a leader in tech, we almost certainly have to look at the large cap universe. But there are many sectors where the leaders reside naturally in the mid and small cap universe. For instance, if you have to look at a leader in auto components or a leader in a sector like chemicals, you will have to come to the mid and small cap universe, even diagnostics for that matter. So it's very important when we are building a portfolio for the next decade to go wide, both across market caps and across sectors. Now, this is where we believe the multi-cap category comes in and can be very powerful because it has a structural edge to invest across ideas. Other mutual fund categories do exist with allocations to different market caps, but multi-cap is a unique category with a defined allocation of 25% to each market cap. That means 25% large cap, 25% mid cap, and 25% small cap, and the flexibility of investing the balance 25% into any market cap. We are so excited to introduce Edelweiss Multicap Fund to you. In this fund, we look at each of these 3 market cap categories very different. When we look at large cap companies, we are looking at proven leaders, companies with inherently good management, strong balance sheets, and high growth while being proven leaders. When we look at the mid cap category, we look for emerging giants, companies with a profitable business model, profitable products and services that are really seeing the power of earnings and growth opportunities, good management, and of course, something that's been important in all our portfolios, high liquidity. And finally, when we look at small cap, we're looking for rising champions, companies that aim to deliver exponential business and earnings growth, companies that will benefit from India's economic growth, often owing to their cyclical nature, and yet companies that are relatively liquid. When we combine this universe and split the balance 25%, our allocations will broadly look like 35 to 45% to the large cap category of proven leaders, 25 to 35% to the mid cap category or emerging giants, and 25 to 35% to the small cap category of rising champions. This does make our fund have a relatively higher allocation than peers to mid and small caps. Well, for one, the overarching investment theme is very powerful. It's an opportunity to combine the best of India's ideas across market caps at the very core of its construct. The second is these defined allocation ranges that I talked about will avoid any bias or timing towards a specific market cap. And the third is the fund is truly sector agnostic, aiming to capture opportunities across the Indian economy. The second reason that I believe you should look at us is our investment experience. We have deep in-house research capabilities across multiple sectors.